my name is Leo and welcome to another reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we'll be reading The Brothers of Darkness by Hiraini Asi. This might be a good book to read, being the Dark Brotherhood and all, and me, well, I'm in the Dark Brotherhood now, but I don't really care about them anymore, but you know, whatever. As their name suggests, the Dark Brotherhood has a history shrouded in obfuscation, which is a stupid and useless and redundant word. Their ways are secret to those who are not brothers of the Order. Brothers is a generic term. Some of the deadliest of the assassins are female, but they are called brothers as well. That's stupid. Shouldn't they be called sisters? Whatever. How they continue to exist in the shadow, but can be easily found by those desperate enough to pay for their services, is not the least of their mysteries. The Dark Brotherhood sprang from a religious order, the Morang Tong. During the Second Era, the Morang Tong were worshippers of the dangerous spirit Mephilia, who encouraged them to commit ritual murders. In their early years, they were as disorganized as cultists usually are. There was no is that they were as disorganized as only in their early. Okay, my second copy of the book is written differently. It says, in their early years, they were as disorganized as only obscure cultists could be. There was no one to lead the band. This is really different. There was no one to lead the band. And as a group, they dared not murder anybody of importance. Weird. This changed with the rise of the Night Mother, all leaders of the Morang Tong, and then the Dark Brotherhood, have been called the Night Mother. Whether the same woman has commanded the Dark Brotherhood since the Second Era is unknown. What is believed is that the original Night Mother developed an important belief of the Morang Tong. This first belief is that, while Mephilia grows stronger with every murder committed in her name, certain murders were better than others. Murders that came from hate pleased Mephilia more than murders committed because of greed. Murders of great men and women pleased Mephilia more than murders of unknown. We can approximate the time this belief was adopted with the first known murder committed by the Morang Tong in the year 324 of the Second Era. The that name sounds familiar. The Pontinate Versidu Shiai was murdered in his palace in what is today the elsewhere kingdom of Sechao. Hey, Sechao! Remember that place? I do. In a rash move, the Night Mother announced the identity of the murders by painting Morang Tong on the walls of the Potentate's blood. In the Potentate's blood. Previous to that time, the Morang Tong existed in relative peace, like a witch's coven, occasionally persecuted, but usually ignored. In a remarkable synchronicity at the time, when the arena was a fractured land. Yeah, the arena. Name drop. Well, isn't that what I believe? Elder Scrolls Online is all about this particular time. Yes. The Mayan tongue was outlawed throughout the continent. Every sovereign gave the cult's elimination his highest priority. Nothing more was officially heard of them for 100 years. It is more difficult to date the era when the Mayan tongue re-emerged as the Dark Brotherhood. Assassin guilds have sporadically appeared throughout the history of Tamriel. The first mention of the Dark Brotherhood that I have found is from the journals of the Blood Queen Alimahia of Hangath. She spoke of slaying her enemies by her own hand, or, if necessary, with the help of the Night Mother and her Dark Brotherhood, the secret arsenal my family has employed since my grandfather's time. Alimahia, good enough, wrote this in the Second Era 412, so one can surmise that the Dark Brotherhood had been in existence since at least 330, if her grandfather truly used them. The important distinction between the Dark Brotherhood and the Mayan tongue was that the Dark Brotherhood was a business as much as a cult. Rulers and wealthy merchants now used the order as an assassin's guild. The Brotherhood gained the obvious benefits of a profitable enterprise, as well as the secondary benefit that no longer could rulers actively persecute them. They were needed. 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 Oh, that was it. Wait, they were needed full stop? Where? Oh, it is a full stop. Oh, sorry, my bad. Even... Huh? There's more written here. Interesting. Yeah, there's another line written here that's not written in this text. So they were needed. They were purveyors of an essential commodity. Even an extremely virtuous leader could be unwise to mistreat the Brotherhood. Not long after... Come on, you can do it. Wait, I've lost my space. Where are we? Oh, no. Not long after Ali Mahia's journal entry about them was penned, came perhaps the most famous series of executions in the history of the Dark Brotherhood. The Clavonian Emperor Pontintinite Karak and every one of his heirs was murdered on one bloody night in Sun's Dawn in 430. Within a fortnight, the Clavonian dynasty crumbled, to the delight of its enemies. For over 400 years, until the age of Time of Septim, chaos reigned over Tamriel. Though no comparatively impressive executions have been recorded, the Brotherhood must have grown fat with gold during that age. The Dark Brotherhood has no shortage of business opportunities, and accounting, I have been informed, is the Dark Brotherhood's favorite euphemism of execution. What? And accounting, I have been informed, is the Brotherhood's favorite euphemism for an execution. Oh, they call it an accounting. While they are officially an unlawful organization in every corner of the Empire, like the Thieves Guild, they are almost universally tolerated. And that was The Brothers of Darkness by Helaine Assi. Yay. So we are doing a book reading today because I have found that there are 6 possible letters that you can get. And I took the liberty of waiting for a few days, and some of those letters started coming in. They sort of dripped fed into me. So I also got attacked by some dudes. So we'll we'll do that. So we're gonna do some book readings until I get all the letters, and then after I've gotten all the letters, we will move on with the quest, i.e. giving the totem to someone. Now I'm pretty sure I killed these guys yesterday, but I don't remember. In any case, it is 12 o'clock on the 12th, which is today. So I'm gonna sleep here. I'm gonna close my door here. We're gonna. Oh shit. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, let me get my. Let me get some more time on the clock. Give me the room. 400 days. Fuck you. 110. That'll do. Now let's rest for. Let's rest for. 2 hours. That'll bring us up to 10 in the morning. Sure. Although we're almost assuredly gonna attack before then. Booyah! 12 hours, yeah. Just fucking black clockwork. Yeah, who wants to... Am I wearing my... Oh, I'm using my invisibility roll. Stupid asshole. Oh, I am a stupid asshole. Because you should have your repairing ones on. So you can repair your shit. Can you... It's in here, hang on. Come on, dude. Shut up. I'm getting no. Okay. It's you guys. Okay, I'm not ready to attack you. I could take your money, but I don't want to. You can take their ebony stuff and sell it. You'll make a ton of money. Yeah, but I don't care. Alright, fuck it. Let's just kill them. So these are Lord Caviar's guys, I think. Pretty sure these guys are Lord Caviar's goons. So let's rest some more. Let's rest for another 10 hours. Yeah, rest for one more hour. And let's see if we get a letter. Don't think I'm going to get a letter today. No, you're not going to get a letter today. Okay. Alright, well, we'll wait until tomorrow. You're an idiot, am I? Why? Because this is tomorrow. Good point. Oh, whatever. So tomorrow we'll do another book reading, and we'll check, 14th. Should I check the 14th? No, you should. You should actually not do anything tomorrow, and you should check on the... When it's actually the 14th, you should check on the 14th. Fair enough. Alright, so save the game. I guess I'm just gonna do all this, end of 2, 3, 2. Right. So, when we come back, it'll be the 13th, and we'll do another book reading, but for now, my name is Lou, and I'll see you